It's time to discover the amazing technologies and ideas changing the world. Welcome to Vibe in Action.
Hyunmo, we're already on our second episode of the Smart City series, so we're not the experts. We have to invite somebody to help us. Could you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Alberto Onan, and I'm an associate professor of urban planning at KAIST. It is a great pleasure to be here today.
Well, last time we took a closer look at the whole spectrum of different technologies, future mobility technologies that can power smart cities. I wonder what's more is left.
So today we're going to talk about smart buildings, which is technology embedded in buildings that can think and act on their own.
Buildings?
Oh,
Yes.
think and act on their own?
Really? That sounds like they're alive or something.
Yeah, you remind me of the movie that I recently watched, which was Toy Story 5.
Were the buildings alive in that? Don't spoil it. I haven't seen it yet.
No, the toys come alive.
Okay.
But you're saying like the buildings come to life when we're not looking.
They can like respond?
In a way, yes. The buildings will have an invisible brain that can allows them to collect real-time information, analyze data, and respond as necessary.
Wow, it sounds like buildings are living and breathing creatures.
Yeah,
Wow.
with brains, invisible ones.
Well, I have a strong feeling that today's episode is going to completely change the way we look at buildings. Let's take a look at the video right away and dive in with a V.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Vibe
in action. All of those things, like controlling the temperature or monitoring the security screens, those are the things that are currently done by humans. But how are buildings supposed to do it all and make decisions on their own? I mean, it sounds like there's a very, very brilliant personal assistant hiding inside the building who takes care of everything and who knows what I need when I need it.
So if I get this right, it would mean I would go into the building would park my car for me, it would call the elevator. When I get to my desk, the lights are on, the temperature is set just as I like.
Yes, that is correct. What Hyunmo described was the smart building 1.0. The smart building 2.0 is smarter.
Oh.
It's equipped with sensors and IoT sensors as well as a variety of appliances based on AI that can detect your presence, collect real-time data, analyze those data, and based on those analysis, it can act on its own as necessary.
Oh,
Wow.
interesting.
But if you think about it, it's kind of spooky too. If the lights go on and off when there's nobody in the room, you're going to turn back and say, Who's there?
doing this?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
So how is it possible that a space, a building knows exactly what I want and moreover what everybody wants? Does someone have to pre-program everything in advance?
So that
It's a
would be
very
the
complicated task,
Yeah,
actually.
surely.
Right,
You don't know
right.
when to turn the AC on, when to turn the AC down, because some people feel cold, some people
course.
feel it's too hot.
So I think unlike the Smart Building 1.0 that would focus on the preset settings, with all these sensors that was pre-installed in the buildings, that can sense the people's behavior and then respond to it. So basically, if the temperature is set too high and people are feeling a bit hot,
Yeah,
then it will
people
alert
are doing this, like they're
Yes, yes.
fanning.
So that would be
they're
more
trying to open
advanced
the
version of smart
windows.
building. Yes,
They
of
can
course.
read it,
Yes.
read the room.
Yeah.
Like literally read the room with the sensors and what, like IoT and things
Yes.
like this.
So if you're done with using the space, and they would automatically shut all the lightings, it can conserve energy, as well as can activate the secure system so that the security can be protected.
I need that in my house when my kids don't turn off the light. They never turn off the lights when they leave a room. But this also means if you're in a meeting room at your company and it's getting stuffy, it might automatically turn on ventilation and air conditioning?
Yes, so that would also help with the improving the thermal comfort of the occupants.
Or someone is stinky. They can
exactly.
They can
ventilation.
automatically open the windows.
It could detect chemicals, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, wow, no limits. So the building not only improves the overall comfort and well-being of its occupants, it also makes maintenance easier by spotting anything that's irregular so that you can replace parts or schedule repairs in advance before they completely fail. This is a massive advantage because it means less disruption and much lower maintenance costs as well. But still, I don't quite understand how you're going to connect all these equipment to a big centralized network. Even in this studio, there are cameras, air conditioners, and monitors, and they're all made by different brands.
Sure.
So how are you going to combine all of them and turn the building into a big, giant computer?
As you described, the electrical appliances run on their proprietary protocol. It can be without a system that can connect everything. It can not interact with each other. So there comes the building OS. So the building OS allows the different appliances from different brands to be able to communicate and act as one complete system.
Oh, like an OS, like an operating system when we think of Windows on a PC.
Yeah, on our
Exactly.
phone.
Yeah, or Android on our phones. It's
But-
that.
Yeah.
Even my phone and my laptop are not interoperable.
We can't even do that.
Yeah, so improving the interoperability will be the key.
So exactly. So with the building OS, you no longer have to worry about which brand your appliance is from. It allows you to, the building OS itself can act as a platform that can connect every appliances from different brands. So you no longer have to worry about, and everything, any new appliances can be simply added onto the system with a smartphone app.
Oh, like a phone ecosystem.
Yes.
You can just add on a new feature and you can just delete it if you don't need it anymore. Oh, how easy.
Yeah, it sounds simple.
Theoretically.
Yes.
Well, I'm curious, are there already smart buildings around us or are we just talking theory?
There are smart buildings around us, and as a matter of fact, there are a couple of smart buildings in Korea. Smart buildings, there's based on AI, and the IoT systems has been rapidly expanding into hospitals, airports, and other community facilities.
Wow.
I had no idea that Korea had such smart buildings.
Yeah, I thought it was just a concept.
Yeah, but it's no wonder that some of the big wigs from other countries are coming to check them out as well.
Yes. So in particular, the Naver is using the advanced IoT technologies on their building Naver 1784,
1784.
which has been a springboard for the global market. And there are other smart building projects underway, and in collaboration with other global companies like Entity East in Japan, as well as SoftBank based in Japan as well.
And I heard there's a new building in Seongsu area too.
Yes, the Samsung Electronics Factorial Seongsu is a prime example of newer smart buildings, which has received the International Smart Score ratings, which on par with other famous smart buildings like Texas Tower in the US, as well as the Henderson in Hong Kong. Yes.
Oh, wow, there's a global rating for them as well.
Yes.
I guess I should pay more attention to the buildings around me. And I really want to pay visit someday to these new buildings. But here's something I'm wondering as well. I see that smart buildings are clearly more convenient, but why are they so essential to smart cities? And I'm also concerned about the construction cost as well. If you add up all these cutting edge technologies, I'm sure the cost will go up.
If you account for the installation costs of all those advanced technologies, one might think that the hard costs would increase. However, in the long term, 20, 30 years into the operation, the building owners can actually save costs because it can lower the operation cost through enhancing the efficiency of the building operations.
I have to wait for 30 years to break even.
The cumulative savings. But is the difference really that big across time?
As a matter of fact, yes. In case of Google, when they build the new data center, they incorporated their DeepMind into their development, which has stunningly saved up to about 40% of energy cost.
Wow, cutting
40.
almost half.
That's crazy.
Amazing.
Let me ask you guys something. Do you know how much of the energy greenhouse gas emission comes from buildings?
Buildings. Do buildings have a tailpipe?
You don't think
Maybe
of it because they
chimneys?
don't
Yeah.
have that. Oh,
I
but
haven't
then,
looked at buildings in relation to carbon emissions.
if you look at the skyscrapers in Seoul, sometimes there is like big white plumes of gas coming out the top. So maybe it's more than we think. Maybe.
That's a very superficial way of looking at
Yeah.
carbon emission.
I didn't measure the carbon in it.
Well, I mean, I think it would be a mistake to think that factories and vehicles are the only source of greenhouse gas emissions. The buildings, as a matter of fact, is connected to electric grid, consuming electricity as well as natural gases, all the energies that can for cooling, heating, and daily operations. According to McKinsey and Company, as well as the other sources, globally about 40% of the greenhouse gas emissions actually indeed comes from buildings.
40%.
Wow.
That's again nearly half.
So the smart buildings is becoming essential for reducing greenhouse gas emissions at the city level.
That's why it's essential for smart cities.
We said it can cut it by nearly half, right?
Maybe I want to live in a smart building too, because I'm always in for anything that is good for the environment.
Absolutely.
But no matter how energy efficient the buildings become, there's only so much you can reduce the energy people use, especially with the rise of AI adoption.
Well, that is true. That is why we are seeing more self-energy efficient buildings rising.
Self-sufficient.
Self-sufficient, yes.
Oh, what does that mean?
The building itself can generate the energy that it consumes.
That's amazing.
It's truly revolutionary because the buildings are not just saving energy, but what's more, they're generating their own energy. I really want to take a tour inside those brand new fancy buildings someday, because I think to have these incredible features, you have to break ground. You have to start all over again. So do you have solutions for existing buildings that are already built if you want to turn them smart?
That's a great question. Retrofitting in existing buildings is almost like performing a surgery. You have to upgrade your insulation systems as well as the HVAC systems, as well as the operation system that can make the building smart. Although it is challenging and it can be costly too, if you factor in the overall cumulative cost over the long-term period, the building owners will feel that it might be worth the investment, and then you can invest in upgrading their buildings to be more energy efficient.
So even though it's a bit complicated, it is possible and might save you money in the long term
Yes.
as well. And I'm wondering if smart buildings could prevent tragedies. So I brought in a photo. I wonder if you remember this. It's from my home country of the UK, the Grenfell Tower fire back in 2017. More than 100 people, I think,
Not
passed
too
away.
long ago.
No, it's modern history. Could smart buildings prevent tragedies as well?
With the IoT sensors, smart building can detect those crises early on and allows people to evacuate early so that can minimize the damages. And also, there are other couple of cases around the world, like the 2024 Wangfuk Quarter Apartment fires, as well as
In Hong Kong.
in Hong
Oh,
Kong.
that
yes.
was terrible as well,
Terrible.
right? Recently.
So the
More than
delayed
100 people were lost.
and the delayed detections and early warning can actually lead to even further calamities. And smart buildings, with using the AI and sensors, can detect the signs of those fire or water sort of disaster early on, so that people can be evacuated early on, and also the buildings can respond to those disasters itself.
Wow. That's a real heroic feature that comes with the smart buildings. I'm always in for any kind of technology that can make our world safer.
Yes.
So it turned out our smart buildings go beyond convenience. They can also serve as critical safety infrastructure that protects human lives.
Yeah, that's maybe the most important feature, right? Because you're not
Yes.
relying on humans to look for danger and disaster. It's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
automatic,
I don't
right?
mind putting on the AC myself. I don't mind, doing the switching myself. But when it comes to saving lives, I'm all in.
100%. Well, shall we wrap things up with a quick summary then? Here's our 1-minute smart building wrap. AI and IoT enable buildings to think for themselves.
From lighting and heating to security, everything is automatically analyzed and managed.
Smart buildings help protect human lives while reducing a city's carbon emissions.
They are a key infrastructure at the heart of smart cities.
Earlier we saw that Korea has some amazing smart buildings, but I wonder if we also possess those ones that generate their own energy, right?
Yeah, self-sufficient buildings. I heard we do have those energy self-sufficient buildings here in Korea, and they're already attracting attention on a global scale. Do you want to go check it out?
Let's go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Five in action.
From buildings that consume energy to buildings that generate their own power. A company researching sustainable green building technologies. This is EnergyX's headquarters, the DY building. In February 2025, it became the first building to earn South Korea's Zero Energy Building Plus national certification, the world's first certification system of its kind. With an energy self-sufficiency rate of an impressive 129.59%, it is being recognized for setting a new global benchmark for sustainable architecture.
제로에너지건축 인증 제도에는 등급이 있거든요. 그러한 인증받은 건물들 중에서 에너지 자립률 관점에서 100%가 넘는 건물은 상당히 숫자가 적습니다. 120%를 넘어서 플러스 에너지 등급으로 인정을 받았다는 그런 굉장히 독특한 사례고요. 상업용으로 이런 규모를 가지고 운영되는 그런 건물로서는 굉장히 의미 있는 사례이기 때문에 업계에서도 많이 관심을 가져주고 계십니다.
In addition to conventional rooftop solar panels, the building also incorporates the building integrated photovoltaic EnergyX system, which turns the exterior walls into power-generating surfaces, while fully preserving the building's design and insulation performance. By combining exterior materials and solar panels into a single system, it maximizes power generation efficiency in limited urban spaces.
가장 어려운 점은 설계사나 건축주가 원하는 그런 디자인을 일반 태양광이 받쳐주지 못할 때 혹은 친밀성을 확보하지 못한다는 것이 가장 큰 단점이거든요. 그런데 건물 일체형 태양광은 외장이 갖춰야 할 내구성과 또 친밀성을 그대로 가지고 있는 시스템입니다. 그래서 태양광 발전량을 디자인적인 측면에 훼손 없이도 충분히 달성할 수 있는 그런 대안으로 일반적인 태양광 발전과는 차이가 있습니다.
The building's distinctive exterior is also designed to maximize energy efficiency. It features a wind tunnel that allows air to flow through the upper section of the building. This airflow cools the panels to improve power generation efficiency, while also reducing cooling energy consumption by blocking heat from entering the building. Improving power generation efficiency is only part of the equation. Just as important is how intelligently the energy produced is managed. The AI software EnergyX Zero analyzes and controls high-efficiency energy systems in real time. This technology is not limited to newly constructed buildings. Remodeling technologies are also evolving to upgrade existing buildings into plus energy buildings by improving their energy performance.
비축에 대해서는 여러 제도적 한계, 기술적 한계들이 있어서 아직 시장이 활성화되진 않은 그런 상황입니다. 경제성이나 아니면 탄소 배출이 또 얼마나 저감되는지 이러한 것들을 정확하게 측정하고 또 그런 효과들이 극대화될 수 있도록 최적화하는 그런 기술들이 적용이 되면 제도적으로 수요가 올라왔을 때 더 많이 확산될 수 있을 것이라고 저희가 기대하고 있습니다.
The government is also strengthening the policy foundation for expanding zero-energy buildings. The budget for green remodeling support has increased more than fivefold, and zero-energy certification is now mandatory for apartment complexes with 30 or more units.
건물마다 에너지 전환을 이루거나 또 에너지 최적화를 하는 요소들이 아직은 여전히 생소한 영역들이 있지만 점차 전기와 통신처럼 건물에서 필수 요소가 될 것이라고 저희는 예상하고, 그런 건물들은 마치 나무가 탄소 중립에 기여를 하듯이 그러한 나무의 역할을 하고, 또 그런 건물들이 대단히 많아졌을 때 숲과 같은 역할을 하는 그러한 건물들, 또 도시가 될 수 있겠다, 그런 비전을 가지고 있습니다.
From buildings that simply consume electricity to buildings that generate it and are drawing global attention, this technology, proven in South Korea, is now moving toward becoming a new standard for buildings around the world.
How impressive! The sufficiency rate is not just 100%, it stands over 100%.
Wow.
Meaning there's surplus energy for later, or they can send it back to the grid,
Yeah,
right?
that's amazing.
And what I'm also impressed about is that it doesn't ruin the aesthetics of the building or the landscape, even though it is constantly producing energy. It doesn't look like a power plant or anything.
You don't want that, do
Nothing
you?
coming out of the roof or nothing, too overwhelming.
Yeah.
It just looks like a modern, sleek, clean design
That's
from the
important.
outside.
Yeah, for cities, for modern cities, you need it to fit in, right? But there are still challenges ahead, right? So for Korean smart buildings, what do they need to do better or improve upon to keep up with like global standards and global companies?
Well, as I mentioned before, a significant percentage of greenhouse gas emission these days in the age of climate change comes from buildings. And it's becoming more important to reduce energy footprint as well as the greenhouse gas emission coming from buildings itself. So one of the aspects of utilizing smart city technology is perhaps assessing the building energy performance and making those information available to the public, thereby creating a market for energy efficient buildings. And that kind of ties back to what we discussed previously about retrofitting, the challenge of retrofitting existing buildings. By creating a market for energy efficient buildings, we can incentivize the existing building owners to retrofit their buildings, as well as new developers to build energy efficient buildings. So it will be more of a market-based systems that can really catalyze the smart energy building transitions.
Yeah, conversion.
Yeah.
For sure, AI and IoT technologies will continue to evolve rapidly, and buildings will definitely become smarter and smarter from now. But no matter how advanced the technology gets, it'll be us, people, who live and work in those spaces. So, Professor Han, in your expert opinion, what do you think is the most important key condition for a good smart building?
I think you really hit the nail on the head. I think taking a human-centric approach, focusing on the software elements of smart buildings, I think is the most important part.
Yeah.
I think, including Korea, the building industry has come a long way of developing and adopting smart building technologies. In my personal opinion, it has been focused too much on the hardware. Maybe it's time to focus on the software, understanding the people's behavior. How can we promote smart buildings in a way to promote public safety, health, and welfare?
Focus on the smart power.
Yes.
And on the people, yes.
I believe the industry is headed in that direction.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Professor Han, for giving us a new perspective on cities today. We will look forward to seeing how smart cities continue to improve our everyday lives. See you next week. Ready?
All right.
Live in action.
Basically, 1/3 of our population, world population, is doing online shopping. That's the reason why the AI and emerging technology coming in to managing these warehouses, managing this kind of logistic line as well, first to last mile.
So it's not a matter of choice, but rather it's a matter of necessity and survival, I would say.
It's not just about moving goods from A to B. It powers that country's economy. It's a sign of their infrastructure as well, right?
What are the social changes we need to face? How this labor force have to be retransformed and educating this kind of AI skills as well.
Wow. Smart logistics, it's not about just having robots replace people. It's about learning to use AI and work together